Hello, everyone. Welcome to another special webinar for our lab students. We are still on floating pulses, and this time we shall take up Drumskin pulse, which is also known as tympanic pulse, leather pulse, or hard pulse, or Ge Mai. Okay, so far we have covered 5 floating pulses. So if you remember, we took up floating, sagging, sagging, saggy pulse, surging, scattered, hollow pulse. And today we shall conclude the discussion of floating pulses with drumskin pulse. The drumskin pulse is floating under the finger. It has a hollow center, as you can see here, leathery outside, just like a drum. This indicates blood and essence exhaustion. I actually see this mostly on elderly patients, those who have been under, the last patient was, ano ba to? May PTSD siya. He was a war veteran um, sa Vietnam, yung mga American. So, ma-feel mo talaga na parang drum ang ano ng pulse niya, no? So it indicates blood and essence, exhaustion, metorrhagia, and metastasis. This is due to extreme consumption of essence and blood, chi floating outside, no longer being able to be held. Okay? Ge Mai is often translated as a drumskin leather tympanic or hard pulse. This is wider than a normal pulse, so wider siya, and it's hard. It feels hard. It will provide the fingertips with resistance when you press downwards. But when you reach the middle level, the resistance disappears. Okay, hollow nga yung center. The width of the pulse will be felt when rolling the fingers laterally back and forth. The drumskin pulse will be felt more laterally than the empty and soggy pulses. It is called the drumskin pulse because the pulse feels hard and wide in the same way that a drum skin does. I'm sure nakahawak na kayo ng drum skin. It will also feel empty beneath the hard surface, like a drum skin. The drum skin pulse is not something that you will ordinarily encounter in a normal practice. They actually only had one patient with a drum skin pulse, and he was the one who wanted to look young. So I did something else. It arises when there is a significant loss of blood. In Chinese medicine, the heavy blood loss will result, of course, there will be extreme blood deficiency and or yin deficiency. This will result in abundance of yang qi, kasi kulang na si yin, ascending up to the surface, kaya tumitigas. So yang is expansive and is dynamic. The pulse will therefore be superficial, hard, and wide, but because there is extreme deficiency of yin and blood, it will feel empty further down. Okay? Extreme jing deficiency can also manifest with this type of pulse. So the patterns of imbalance are blood deficiency and yin deficiency. So again, it is large, thick and wide, rapid and forceful when you touch it lightly, but hollow when you press deeply. Okay? So it key points, superficial, forceful, taut, wide, and hollow. So this is the pathogenesis. The wide and taut sensations when touching lightly due to chi floating because there is now deficiency of essence and blood. The hollow character at the deep depth is a sign of chi and blood depletion. No? So in biomedicine, this is commonly encountered when the patient has aplastic anemia, liver disease, uterine bleeding due to retained placenta, serious dehydration caused by inadequate circulatory blood volume. When a pulse feels wiry, almost rapid, and without substance, in its center, it is leathery. So another name for drum skin is leather pulse. It is like hitting a drum skin feels firm and impatient under light pressure, but hollow under heavier pressure. It is a combination of hollow and wiry. Gets? Hollow and wiry pulse equals leather pulse. Clinical significance. So in any disease with internal deficiency of jing blood and cold, perverse chi, the leathery pulse can be felt. In females, you can feel the leathery pulse when the miscarriage causes continuous uterine bleeding. Of course, heavy blood loss, naubos yung, naging deficient yung blood. Yun. In males, it can occur after emissions, cause deficiency and damage of the nutrient chi. Okay, that's all. Let's now go to assessment. Any questions? Do you think you can remember all the 6 superficial pulses? Okay, let's assess ourselves.
Doc, di ba seven? Di ba seven?
Ay, 7 pala, sorry. 7. Oh nga pala. Sorry.
Seven.
So let's go to this. Okay. You are supposed to identify the pulse. Okay, of course, these are all floating, no? So it is
Mm.
large and without root, forceless. So this cannot be leather pulse or drumskin pulse. With light pressure, it is easily irregular, becoming scattered. Ay, lumabas yung scattered. And chaotic. Ay,
May
bakit
clue na agad.
lumabas? Kita ka agad. Okay. Chaotic na lang sana. With heavy pressure, it is impalpable. What's your answer, madam?
San Mai or scattered.
Okay, very good. Anyway, pagod naman kayo no? Malapit na ano yung Mercury. Ay, sorry. Number 2. Parang draining masyado yung
Oo, nakaka-G.
Oo,
Kahit
pero
konting
iba.
ano.
Iba talaga. Okay. Ako pinilit.
Diba?
Okay. So let's go to the next one. Floating, large, tense or hard, and hollow.
It's Ge Mai or leather drumskin tympanic or hard pulse.
Yes. Wow. Yung topic ngayon.
Yes.
Floating, soft, large body empty in the center, forceless, large and weak. It's also known as the onion pulse.
Komai or hollow or scallion stock.
Memorized. Okay, next. Located in the exterior with the finger raised, it has a surplus. When pressing down, it is insufficient, weak, or disappears. When pressure is released, it regains full strength. What is this?
Fumai or floating superficial.
Okay, this was our first pulse. Dami na pala nating inaral, no? Okay, question. How do you feel for the superficial level of the pulse? Or how is
By
it felt?
resting the fingers on the artery very gently.
Okay. What about the deep pulse? How is it felt?
By
Deep level
pressing
pulse.
quite
Sorry.
by pressing quite hard to the point of nearly obliterating the pulse and then releasing very slightly.
Okay. And how is the middle level of the pulse felt?
It's felt in between the superficial and the deep pulse.
Okay, so ideally, diba? So if this is the definition of the middle level, so that means we should feel the superficial first and then the deep, then you go in between, diba? What energy type does the superficial level of the pulse reflect?
The chi or yet the yang organs.
Galing naman. Memorize mo na talaga. What energy level does the superficial level of pulse reflect?
The exterior.
Yes, very good. And the last one, what organs do the superficial level of the pulse reflect?
The heart and the lungs.
Okay. Interesting, di ba? Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
The question, yung sa, ano ba yun? Drumskin, ano yung parang, ano niya, itsura?
Dito yung itsura.
Hindi like, parang orange, yun. Yung
Actually,
parang,
ay hindi sa orange. Um,
yung
ay
texture niya
iba yung
parang,
texture. Parang drum skin talaga. Oo. Sa lahat ng ano ko, isa lang yung nakita kong pasyente may drum skin. Wala na iba.
yung parang may butleg-butleg. Ganun ba yun?
Hindi, yung drum skin kasi niya, parang it's more of the feeling eh. Oo. And you would immediately feel it
Mm.
kasi parang yun na lang lahat, no? Pero
Mm.
when you press deeper, nawawala siya.
Mm.
Why?
Lord.
Because naubos na naging depleted na yung blood and yin. So, the young chi is unrestrained. So, mapifeel mo talaga siya sa surface.
Mm.
So, this is the pulse image. Okay.
Parang tight po siya sa ibabaw. Tapos
Mm.
pag
Sa,
ilalim, hindi.
sa
Sa
gitna,
middle,
sa gitna
wala
pa.
siya.
Sa middle,
Empty
wala
siya.
na.
Oo.
Mm.
Sa middle, wala na.
Yes. So, yun. So, do you think we can ask this during the joke?
Parang ano ba yung pagkakaiba niyan, Dok, dun sa, sa scallion?
Yung scallion,
Parang
payat sa
yung
gitna.
matas hollow sa loob.
Kasi ito may konting hollow din eh.
Yes.
Uh,
Pero,
pero mas tighter siguro ito sa
Ah,
ibabaw kesa doon sa scallion.
sa Drumskin, kaya nga yung ibang books would always call it Drumskin. Kasi this is the first thing that you will feel. So it's more of the feel. Talaga.
Mm.
Like, as in, para talagang drums,
leather.
oh,
Parang leather.
leather talaga. Leather repulse.
Yung old leather, ganun.
Yes.
Oo, yung matigas.
O matigas.
Matigas na manipis.
Oo. Actually, ang hirap kasi ma-confuse ka. Pero yun nga, nawawala siya when you press deeper.
Sa
Mm.
middle.
Ayun, may hawig siya sa scallion pero mas
Mm.
manipis kasi yung scallion.
Mm. Tapos yung
Mas
mukha niya, ang
hollow.
daming mga lines. Tapos, ang history ng patient ko, he was 74. Um, American, heavily insured, of course.
Mm.
And then, ano ba to? Nabingi siya. So he has a hearing aid dahil sa mga bombings nung nasa Vietnam, yung Vietnam.
Oh.
Oh,
And then after
wow.
he, syempre bumalik siya, no? Natapos na yung war. Naging ano siya sa ano to? Sa penal, yung mga ano, yung preso ng mga, kasi ang laki ng katawan niya. So,
Mm.
yung
Mm.
siya yung taga-ano, yung pag sa mga prison
Sa
movie,
ward.
yeah,
Yung parang sa
parang
ward.
ward. Oo, parang ward. Parang ano siya talaga. Actually, pag nakita mo yung mukha niya, nakakatakot. I'll show you the face, but not
Mm.
here. Kasi baka,
Nag-adapt na sa environment.
yes.
Yeah.
And then, nag-improve naman yung mukha niya.
Mm.
And gabi talaga, there's irritability. And then, yung pala, talagang, um, iba talaga. Siguro, kaya malakas yung boses because he couldn't hear you. No?
Mm.
So, yun.
Mm.
And then, I think he has an issue with the heart. Mabuti na lang, natapos na yung kanyang pampabata. Nag-iba naman yung mukha niya, no? So, sige lang, if I have time, I will show it to you with offline, no?
Sige.
Siguro next time.
Siyem-
Para makita niyo
Siyempre
yung
may,
images.
may, may problema na talaga yun sa heart, Dok, kasi yung ears niya may problema eh. Ears kasi
Oo,
kidney yun eh.
totoo. Actually, he was advised by the doctor to have what do you call this? Yung merong pacemaker. So, he stopped seeing.
Mm.
Pero after,
Wow.
ano, yun.
Pwede pa bang i-acupuncture, Dok, yung may pacemaker?
Ay naku, that's a very tough question. Alam ko lang,
Oo
you
nga.
cannot you cannot do acupuncture, yung electroacupuncture definitely. It's a no-no. So, luckily, pumunta sa akin yung pasyente, hindi pa siya wala pa siyang
Pacemaker.
pacemaker.
At saka yung
Galing.
mga, Dok, yung mga nag-angioplasty.
Okay naman siya.
Okay naman po
Huwag
yun.
ka lang ano, pag may mga heart issues, I don't think EA would be a an option, no?
Okay po.
Sa
Noted
ear na
po
lang,
yun,
mas
Dok.
maganda. Sa ear.
Basta
Mm.
Sa
bawal ang tusukan sa malapit sa heart.
Yeah.
Yung sa ear,
Ay, andyan pala si Sir Mark. Grabe. We missed.
Yes, kaya na ako nag-aaral.
Humabol.
Oo.
Hindi,
Humabol
kaya na
siya.
ako nagsimula mula number 6 hanggang katapusan.
Andyan na pala siya. Okay. Oo.
Doc,
Buti pa.
excuse me, Doc.
I'm
Sa may mga
sorry.
angioplasty at saka ano, Doc, sa may mga pacemaker, pwede lang sa ear? O hindi
Yes.
talaga?
Pwede.
Hindi,
Pero,
ang hindi pwede
ano,
electroacupuncture.
wag lang yung electro kasi meron nag-electro sa ear. Kasi baka mamaya yung ano tumigi.
Oo.
Opo. Kasi may ano yan eh. May response electronic din kasi yung pacemaker eh.
True.
Oo, oo
Baka
nga.
mag-short circuit, ganun.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Inisip ko rin kasi pag may medyo frequency yan eh, electronics din kasi yung frequency din kasi and energy kasi yung um, needles natin eh kasi baka may effect doon sa metal din doon sa pacemaker.
So if
Pwede
you
Totoo.
are in doubt, don't do it na lang.
yes.
Katulad nung yung patient kong hemophilia, Diyos ko, takot na takot ako.
Ay, oo,
Nung
magbe-bleed talaga.
sinabi